Okay, sorry about that little technical problem there, but good morning or afternoon, depending on where you are. My name is Steve Sikorski, and I'm the president at MAGMA Foundry Technologies. And I'd like to welcome you to the FEF Facebook Live session. For today, we'll be talking about leadership skills. And just a brief overview of who I am. Besides working for MAGMA, I've been in the foundry industry for over 23 years. And I also serve as the FEF first vice president on the FEF executive board. And I'm an FEF alumni and also an FEF contact for my alma mater at Pittsburgh State University. Just so you know, FEF has been leading the way in assisting with the development of the next generation of leaders in the metal casting industry for over the last 73 years. So if there's any interest to find out more about FEF as far as a student or companies or just in general the industry, the value that FEF brings, you can always visit the Foundry Education Foundation website or even look at it here on Facebook. So let's go ahead and get started since we only have about 10 minutes of this session. And again, I apologize for the technical issues. I would first start to say that by saying that CEOs, CFOs, directors, or supervisors, these are titles that carry large amounts of responsibility and accountability. But just remember, because one has a title as such, does not mean that they're a good leader. I truly believe that leadership goes beyond titles and starts with all of us on how we live and approach our schooling, our careers, our relationships, and our daily lives. There's thousands of books and videos that you can find on YouTube and all over the place that talk about great leadership traits and skills and great leaders. I'm just going to focus on a few that I think are important, that I've considered critical for my growth over the years. And so maybe the first one I'll touch upon is if you're going to be leading others and start to lead a team, you're going to have a vision on where you want to go or where you need to go. It can be done from obtaining a particular degree to getting your dream job, internship, your sales targets, or even implementing foundry automation, for example. Having that vision is critical and necessary for personal success in your own life, but just also is equally important as bringing others along with you on that journey, especially if you're leading a group of people. Remember that vision is more so painting an image of where you want to go, but there's no path yet defined to get there. And so this is where goals and milestones are important. This is where they come into play. So with these goals and these milestones and achievements to get to this vision of what you see as in a leadership role, that those goals and milestones eventually help basically finally take the vision and make it into a reality. Yeah. And once that vision is set, everyone needs to be aware and understand what it is, how it's going to be achieved, when's it going to take place, where is it going to take place, who's involved in it, and more importantly, why are we even doing this? Yeah? And that rolls into a second area, which would be clarity. You need to create clarity, and that really starts of that vision and how you want to get there with you before you start presenting it to others. You need to understand what all those questions look like. So again, if you're looking for that dream job once you graduate and prior to that, you need to answer a lot of those questions. But then the most important part is that understanding that why. You have to understand that why. That why, I believe, is that passion that fuels, as far as inside us, and once we understand the why, that fuels us and others to achieve the given goal at hand. You can apply the what, how, when, where, and why also to projects once you get out of school. And when leading people, you can create that clarity. It then creates that fuel of why we're doing this, why the team is involved in this, what and how they're going to do it, who's involved, when's it going to happen, when's the target dates, and it starts to grow a passion. Yeah, and this is what makes teams successful. So it's very critical to have some clarity to this and understand why we're doing this. So now you have vision with goals and milestones. You have clarity with a plan set in place. Excuse me. It's a piece of cake now, right? We should just be able to jump off and everything's going to fall right in place, right in line. That's not necessarily true. I think many of you know this already in life, that you can have the most perfect plan. It can be clear to everybody, yourself. It can be clear to the team. Everyone's on board, and you've considered everything. Well, just let me be the first then to say to you, if you've never have experienced it yet, there's no perfect plan in life. There's no perfect plan necessary all the time. It's going to regard even a project once you start working on it. You and your teams, as you know, you're going to hit snags. You're going to hit potholes. You're going to fall down. The road's going to be smooth for times, curvy, you're going to hit dead ends, but there's only one thing to do once you are down. And that's basically you got to get back up, and you got to keep going and taking some small steps forward, especially, that's what leaders do. They pick the team up and they start assessing the situation, you assess the plan that's in place, and you make the correct adjustments and you step forward. If you're leading a project and people, I guarantee you, once you enter industry, you're going to hit rough patches and possibly big setbacks, especially the more complex the project or the program is, the more people involved, and how you deal with those obstacles and continue to give basically how you deal with it and continue to grow from that, and that experience for the future will help you basically grow in your leadership role. Now, one other area that I believe is also should be considered once you have vision and clarity in place is it's important to have something that I call a team that believes. Now that may sound kind of corny, but let me explain a little bit. I don't think I necessarily have to define it in depth what the word believe means, but it's basically you accept whatever it is true. So imagine yourself, you probably did it already today, you get up in the morning and you eventually end up in front of the mirror, and it's basically just you and you. Yeah? You're looking at yourself here and you start thinking about your day. You start thinking about all the goals that you need to accomplish, the tasks at hand. You might start to cringe on some of the things that you have to work on and get through. You know that's going to be a struggle. All of a sudden doubt starts creeping into your mind. At that point, you basically need to have your own wake-up call and just push that off to the side, because you need to believe in yourself. Whatever those goals are, you need to believe that you can obviously achieve them. If you have a plan in place, you need to be disciplined and stick to the plan. Again, it could be everything from school, career, to actually, getting ready to run a marathon. You need to be disciplined to reach that goal, and you need to do it by believing yourself. People in leadership roles, they need to believe in themselves. They need to be resilient, especially with things that they're going to be faced with. It's not always going to be easy. You're going to have a lot of different types of roads you're going to be on. I also don't think I need to explain what a team is. Obviously, surrounding yourself with a group of people. It could be family, friends, co-workers, peers from different areas that believe in the goal at hand. Now, these people will help you along the way to reach the goals. You may have some professors right now who are definitely helping. FEF professors are great. They can help us, get to where we want to go as students. They can give you encouragement. They can also give you a reality check with a kick in the rear. I've had many of those kicks, and which I needed basically, and I'm thankful for, because I would not be where I'm at today without them. So just remember that. And as far as when you are in a leadership role, you also need to look at your staff and believe in them. And they need to be encouraged. They need to be mentored. They need to be pushed at times, especially when you see somebody who has a bright future in a way, or just in general, your staff. Everyone has different skill sets. You need to bring that out of them if it's not there yet. So leadership is not a one-way street. It is also your job to bring people along, develop, and get them to the next level. I had a football coach. He said something that stuck with me probably for the last 30 years. Every week was a big game to us, and we obviously wanted to win, and our coach and coaches would do everything that they could do to prepare us for that game. And always the last words he would say to us is that, if you have done everything you can do to prepare yourself for what you're about to face, there's no need to be anxious. Just believe in yourself and believe in your team and go play the game. But he had a flip side to that. He'd also say, now, if you haven't done everything to prepare yourself, and you have not only shortchanged yourself, but you've basically shortchanged the entire team, and that's someplace obviously we don't want to be. We don't want to shortchange ourselves. So you got to believe in yourself and believe in what you're about to do. And he would always say you're either part of a problem or you're part of a solution. And obviously we want to be parts of the solution. So as we continue to talk through this, the next area I would focus on is ego. Ego is very important from a self-confidence standpoint. Self-esteem are critical, and that falls into believing in yourself. It's very important also as leaders and as individuals to have high self-esteem and good confidence. But there's also a negative side with ego. You got to keep that in check. When a person's ego becomes too full of themselves and basically the outcome is more about them and not the project at hand, or maybe they feel they're above the rest of the team members and they know everything, then we have a problem. I know people, and you may know some too, that are extremely intelligent, but because of this ego, they don't grow, they don't develop, they don't lead, they can't work with people. They ask the question, why didn't I get that promotion? Why didn't I get put on that particular project to lead? I'm smarter than all of them. I deserve it, and so on and so on and so on. This is a problem, and allowing your ego or pride to get in the way, that is not productive. And so, be confident and take pride in your work, but check the ego at the door basically when you leave the house every day. Yeah, that's something you don't want to get in the way, because it can be really detrimental, especially as a leader. Yeah, because one other thing too is I have to point out is that taking pride in your work is extremely important, and I believe it tells a lot about basically the depth of your character. And maybe another story here is one time I was sitting at a high school lobby getting ready to do a career day, and I noticed a custodian all the way down one hallway, and he was basically stopping at every water fountain and cleaning them. But he wasn't only just cleaning them, he was basically detailing them like a car. And he would go on to the next one and to the next one. He finally was walking by me in the lobby, and I said, those got to be the cleanest water fountains ever. And he said, that's my goal. He goes, I want you to look at that water fountain and be able to see your reflection. He goes, I actually want you to look at that water fountain and maybe not even want to use it because it's so clean. He goes, I want people to walk through this school, the hallways, the classrooms, and say this is not only the cleanest school I've ever seen, but it's cleaner than my own house. He goes, that's my goal. And he goes, I take pride in my work for over the last 50 years. And I'll never forget that, because what if would the world be like, or our jobs or our lives, if we took the same pride in our daily life? Yeah? I'll let you think about that and see what maybe even start taking on some of that challenge too. I think it would be we'd be in a lot better place. Now, the last important part I think for a leader needs to have is the foundation is integrity. Integrity is basically the simple way to think of it is doing the right thing all the time when no one's looking. You have a moral compass, you're grounded, you're accountable, you're disciplined, you face the truth, you deliver the truth. It's not only in business but in our daily lives. Without integrity, there's no trust. And when there's no trust, people don't want to follow you. Yeah? And in the end, they will also they're not going to respect you, and you will probably end up miserable because you won't respect yourself. As a leader for yourself and leading others, your integrity is going to be tested all the time. And it happens now in your life. And you're going to need to decide, what should I do as far as doing the right thing? Or at times you're going to say, what can I get away with for now, which may not be the right thing. Integrity is a critical building block for success as a leader, so at least in my book. So let's go ahead and maybe just recap as far as vision. Having that image, there's no clear path yet, but that's where those goals and milestones come into place. Creating clarity and basically really understanding the how, who, what, where, when, and why. The why being that really important part for people to understand, and developing a plan. You need to believe in yourself and remember that, and basically have a good team of people that believe about what they're going to be moving forward with. Yeah, keep the self-esteem, keep that self-confidence, take pride in your work, but check ego at the door. Don't get a big head. Okay, and finally, as I mentioned, as we discussed, was integrity. This is the building block. Again, these are just a few traits that have stood out to me over the years, and there's many others that we could talk about if we had some more time. And before I let you go here, maybe one area that I did not touch on is listening. This is critical to being a good leader, because you do not know everything. Take the time to listen to others and gather information, and this is going to help you grow and also help the team grow and be successful. So again, I just want to thank you for your time, for joining the FEF Facebook Live session. Look for more of these coming down the road. I hope some of these points resonate with you. And good luck to you, the students who are on here. I know the school year is not far away, and there's a lot of uncertainty right now. So just remember, we're all going to get through this. Stay positive. That's what you need to do. Continue to set goals and focus on them and keep working at them. And so, again, I look forward to seeing you in person at the next FEF event, and also more so hopefully seeing you in the industry. So thank you again.